Hello Internet! Today we have an RTX 2070 from ASUS. This card is going to be a warning to all 2070 and 2080 owners about the memory problems, so let's begin. It looks like we're going to be first opening this card, so let's crack it open and see if ASUS had any improvements over its last generation. Card comes apart and the very first thing I see is a sticky tape. Not sure why that exists. My main interest was the frame. It looks like ASUS reused exact same flawed design that lacked VRAM and memory cooling, and made it even worse. Just look how little cooling memory chips get. I'd say it's about 50% efficiency. Okay, let's continue with removing this mindless contraption, and look at that! Why in the world do they put so much thermal pad, yet so little of it is making contact with the chips? My guess is there's an error converting metric to imperial values. Otherwise, I have no explanation. As usual, the backplate has no pads. That's ASUS's premium feature you get at no charge. Memory here is early Micron, and by early I mean it was made in 2018. We will get to that later. For now, let's start some fundamental measurements and see what we get. "12 volt kiloohms, 3.3 almost 40k. This is a 12 volt inductor, kiloohms, 20 ohms on PEX, 11k on this inductor. I don't know what it is right now. This one here is 2.44k. I think it's a 5 volt, but not sure. Kiloohms here and here and here. Memory is 82, that's good, and the rest is core. Since customers stated the card is artifacting, there's no need to do voltage checks, but I will check the remaining data lines just to make sure that all are there, and looks like they're good. So things are looking good, let's plug it in and see if we get a picture. And I'll do a memory test at the same time to see if we get a pass. So if memory test has passed, why does the owner complain about the artifacts? I don't know, so let's boot this thing into Windows and give it a little bit of shake with some firmware. Drivers were automatically installed, and if you pay close attention to the screen, we see little green people. That's our first clue to what's going on. Firmware crashed right away. That's great. Now let's run the Valley and see what it does. Valley starts, screen is black, and boom! That's our second clue. To eliminate any doubts in our diagnostic, I'll check all the phases with an oscilloscope, and as expected, nothing is wrong here. So why do we have artifacts then? Simple. If we look at the memory chip itself, and what we see at the bottom is the chip model, and at the top is the production date. These chips start with 8, that's 2018, come with a factory defect that I believe is programmed to show up after the warranty expiration date. Obviously it's a joke, but in any case we're gonna have to replace every single one of them. Months later, chips came in, brand new, and these were made in 2019. With that, I'll get these chips replaced while you sit back and relax. It'll only take a minute. Okay, chips were replaced. We verified the resistance is normal, a little on the low side, that's because the card is still warm. So let's boot into Windows and see what we get this time. Once Windows rebooted, let's fire up the ForMark and see if it crashes our card. And as you can tell, no crash. Now let's try the Valley. Looks good to me. Okay, let's put the card back together and basically do the same thing except for much longer to ensure the card is working properly. ForMark had been running for a few minutes without any problems. Valley was as clear as ever. No issues with Heaven or superposition, everything is as smooth as butter. At this time, there's nothing left to do for me but to pack this card back into the box and send it back to its rightful owner, who I'm sure wishes he knew that this memory problem existed before he spent hundreds of dollars buying this card. And now you know. You're welcome. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.